Welcome to Razorback Stadium in Fayetteville, Arkansas for a bigger than usual late November non-conference game between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs out of the Conference USA. Hi again, everybody. Matt Schumacher alongside the former Ohio State captain. This is a big game for both teams, Dustin, needing a win to stay in contention for bowl eligibility.
Well, it's especially tough for Louisiana Tech. They've got 4 wins. They've got to win their final 2 to become bowl eligible. And for Arkansas, they just got to win 1 of 2. And this is the one they're looking at, their final home game of the year. It's senior day, a great opportunity for the Hogs.
Well, you see him on your screen there, number 10 in red, Taylen Green. He is certainly a huge part to this offense. They're going to need a big day offensively if they're going to beat one of the best defenses in the FBS.
Listen, their offense has changed dramatically this offseason. They added Bobby Petrino. The production has gone way up. And a big reason why is Taylen Green. He is a fun quarterback to watch. We all know the history. Played at Boise, was a terrific player, but he almost feels like a freshman again here with the Razorbacks. And he has put up some big numbers, still learning the offense and all those great things. But when you look at the Razorbacks and their opportunity to win this game today, he's going to have a big day.
Well, they feel like he's healthy. Remember, he had 2 different knee injuries over the course of the regular season, which hampered his mobility. His head coach, Sam Pittman, feels like he's as close to 100% as he's been since that injury. And if Sam Pittman wins this game today, he will be bowl eligible in 4 of his 5 seasons as the head coach. That hasn't been done since Houston Nutt in the early 2000s. Meanwhile, on the other side, Dustin, Sonny Cumbie has not been bowl eligible yet in his tenure at Louisiana Tech.
No, and that's a concern. You know, this was supposed to be the year, it seemed, that things were kind of coming together for the Bulldogs and La Tech. And boy, we'll talk about it throughout the broadcast. They have had so many close calls this year. They're 4-6. If you look at it on paper, you're like, man, they're not a very good football team. But man, go back and look at some of these games and how they managed to lose some of these games. They could easily be a 7-3 team, and fans may be looking at this game a little bit differently.
Arkansas, number 20 is now wearing number 49. 20 is wearing 49.
Well, it is a gorgeous afternoon for football here in Fayetteville. 65 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and 2 teams hungry for a dub. Louisiana Tech has to win this afternoon to keep bowl eligibility in their grasp.
Gotta say, partner, where would you rather be? I mean, what a beautiful day for football. Blue skies. What is it, about almost 60?
65.
I mean, it'll be 40 in about 10 minutes, but still, the point is it's perfect right now.
Returnable from the edge of the end zone. And a big run here and a chance to go to the house. Arkansas is going to take it all the way back inside the 10. House call, Razorbacks. Rodney Hill on the opening kick of the game.
Boy, this may be one of the easier kickoff returns for a touchdown you're going to see. I mean, you know, good blocks down the field, but just a foot race essentially.
And it might be coming back.
Oh, we got a flag. Oh my goodness, did not see that one.
There is a flag that was just dropped down, Dustin, inside the 10-yard line.
Oh, we got to get a call.
We haven't gotten an official ruling yet from referee Matt Leffler.
Was his knee on the ground? They're spotting the ball at the 5-yard line.
Well, we will try to get an official explanation. Have not made an in-stadium announcement, but we heard the boos ringing from 50,000 plus, and now a 100-yard touchdown is negated.
I thought they were woos for a minute. I wasn't sure if they were boos or woos.
Here's Rashad Dubinion making his 3rd consecutive start in the backfield. It is a tackle for a loss. Man, what a buzzkill to start the game here in Arkansas. Well, Taylen Green, the transfer from Boise State, has played in big games all throughout his career. Won a Mountain West championship a season ago at Boise State. and has manned the controls all season here in Fayetteville. Pressure, got rid of it, and complete. And a first down for Andrew Armstrong, the leading wide receiver in the SEC.
Now that's going to be the interesting matchup today. Is Armstrong, quite a bit will be matched up against Cedric Woods, who he was right there. That's number 11, their top corner for La Tech. And a nice start for the Hogs.
Quick throw right back out to Armstrong. Coming off 6 catches for 75 yards in the loss to Texas.
It'll be interesting to see how this opening drive goes here for Arkansas, because they were backed up at the 5-yard line, and the strength of the Bulldogs football team is their defense. I mean, goodness gracious, I don't know how many wins they would have if their defense has not or did not play as well as they have.
Right on cue. David Blay with his tackle at the line of scrimmage, hammering Rashad Dubinion.
Yeah, David Blay's a guy that could probably play for either one of these teams today. Really, really talented guy on the inside. Wears number 90. Just makes a ton of plays in the backfield.
We asked up 3rd and 3.
We asked Bobby Petrino yesterday, like, who stands out on that defense, and they just said immediately number 90 up front.
Fake it to Dubinion.
Wide open. Oh my goodness.
Green has to dump it. The pressure was there from Colby Fields. Another SEC type talent on this La Tech defense. And so Dustin, an opening kickoff for 100 yards to the house, gets called back. And now they're punting on the opening offensive possession of the game.
And boy, for a minute, Taylon Green, the pressure got there, but he had his tight end running wide open down the middle of the field. And I just think he missed him. Couldn't see it either because the pressure was there or just missed him in general.
True Edwards, the deep man for La Tech, will let it bounce. And that is where the Bulldogs will start their first offensive possession just inside their own 25. And for all the talk about Louisiana Tech's defense, Dustin, the key in this game offensively, according to head coach Sonny Cumbie, is to protect the football.
Turnovers, that's been the huge bugaboo, not just for Louisiana Tech, but for Arkansas as well. And honestly, Matt, I think if both these teams take care of the ball, it'll be a tight ball game, tighter than people probably would like it to be.
Evan Bullock will go to the ground on first down. And a nice gain by Amani Gibbons. Check that, Amiri Wiggins on the carry. And they go tempo. Wiggins bobbled it momentarily and then barreled ahead. Will that be enough to move the chains?
Well, right there you saw a very unique formation as they go like a quad set to the top. And I think, Matt, we're going to see a lot of trickeration, if you will, from Louisiana Tech this afternoon. And that's really kind of how they're trying to level the playing field against an SEC opponent.
Bullock will keep on 1st and 10. You don't see that often from the former 3rd-string quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a design or if that was just a busted play. Because you're right, you typically don't see something like that on a first down play. And because Bullock slid, he was trying to protect himself from Sorey, who was coming in bearing down on Bullock.
Sends Jimmy Holiday in motion. Bullock takes a shot. Oh, and it's in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Solo Lewis. Could have been a huge play for the Bulldogs.
This was a well-thrown football down the field to Solo Lewis, the fastest wide receiver for the Bulldogs. You know, there is double coverage there, but the ball was thrown beyond the coverage, and Solo Lewis has got to come up with that catch. I mean, that is a touchdown. You're going to walk into the end zone and steal the momentum from the Razorbacks.
At a step on Hudson Clark, it brings up 3rd and 11. Bullock underneath to Jimmy Holiday. And he'll get 5, and that brings up 4th down for La Tech.
Boy, both teams have had opportunities here to put points on the scoreboard. The Razorbacks have that opening kickoff return called back, and then the drop by Solo Lewis is going to force the punt here on 4th and about 6.
Patrick Ray boots it away. Isaiah Satania will field it and return it. Wiggling past defenders. And Satania is down just across the 40 after a return of 19. No score on the first 2 offensive possessions. Razorbacks will get it when we return called back because Isaiah Satania's knee was down. They reviewed it during the last commercial break. Right here as he fields the football, and that negates a 19-yard punt return, and their offense will start at their own 21. Yeah, they had a 100-yard kickoff return to the house called back due to a hold on C.J. Brown.
We'll tidy that one up here momentarily as well, partner.
Rashad Dubinion in the backfield with Green. Laser throw intended for Tesla. And incomplete.
So let's go back and take a peek at that kickoff because we were all confused because we didn't really hear what happened. But the hold's going to happen right here in the middle of your screen. And that's going to be on number 17, C.J. Brown. So that brings that 100-yard kickoff return back. And now you had the punt return called back as well. So some special teams bugaboos early.
Dubinion. Stacked up after a gain of 4. And now 3rd and long for Arkansas, whose offense was forced to punt on their opening drive of the game, and there's a Razorback down. And I believe it's one of their offensive linemen. It is Addison Nichols, the Tennessee transfer who moved to center this year. And remember, this is an Arkansas team that has dealt with some shuffling already on the offensive line due to injury.
There's no doubt. And they have given up quite a few sacks. Taylon Green has. And that offensive line is, you know, they're working. There's no doubt. And last week was a challenge against the Longhorns.
We will keep an eye on Addison Nichols. Taylon Green will have 3rd and 7 against one of the best defenses in Division I football. Top 15 in total D in the FBS.
Looks like Edmondson's going to go to center. Brooks Edmondson, 73.
Pressure comes. Green with time. Intercepted. Picked off by La Tech. It is Jacob Fields inside the 20 and the first takeaway of the game. And Louisiana Tech coming with some swagger, Dustin, in the first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a forced throw by Taylon Green. And there's a little bit of pressure, but he's not really forced to throw that ball. And, you know, if he just takes the underneath route, which was his tight end coming across the formation, then you probably pick up the first down and you live to fight another play. Instead, you force it over the middle, and Fields just comes up with a huge play, and they're just inside the red zone by about half a yard, and that scares some Tech fans because the red zone issues have been a problem. They're good outside the 20.
Bullock being chased by Jackson and just got his heel to drag him down after a gain of maybe 2.
Well, Matt, the one thing that you and I had talked about prior to the game with the coaching staffs of both teams, it was an emphasis on turnovers and really creating them and also eliminating them, because both teams offensively have had big-time issues with those turnovers. Let's find out if Louisiana Tech can capitalize off the short field.
There's Amani Gibbons stretching it outside, and Gibbons stopped at the 15. But to your point, Arkansas this year 0-5 when they lose the turnover battle, 5-0 when they are even or up in the turnover battle.
Well, I would say, where is your playmaker? It's right there at the bottom of your screen, and that's Holiday, Jimmy Holiday.
Bullock underneath to Givens, and he is tackled promptly by Hudson Clark, and that brings up 4th down.
Boy, the field sure shrinks down here, doesn't it? Especially with those Hogs on defense. Very difficult to get any yardage there for the Bulldogs, and I think maybe a little conservative there, to be honest. And you get the ball inside the red zone, you're like, we got to come away with points, and now they've got a field goal opportunity.
Well, Buck Buchanan accounted for all 12 of their points last week in the win against Western Kentucky. This from 31. And it's a fake. Bullock's going to run it for a 1st down. Sonny Cumbie, his first trick is a successful one. What a gutsy call on 4th down.
I love it. 23-point underdog on the road. You got nothing to lose. Are you kidding me? Direct snap. And nobody thinks that you're going to snap the football to your kicker, Buck Buchanan.
Well, Sonny Cumbie told us.
And they say kickers aren't athletes. Come on.
Expect some tricks.
Well, there's some tricks. We've seen a couple already.
Givens right now in the backfield with Jimmy Holiday in the Wildcat. Holiday keeps and burrows forward for a positive gain of maybe 2 on 1st and goal.
I think you're going to see Jimmy Holiday get quite a few touches today. They just want to get the ball in number 6's hands any way possible. And it's been a little bit of a struggle to get the ball in his hands as a wide receiver, so they put him in the backfield quite a bit more. Now he goes back out to wide receiver here at the bottom.
Fake it to Givens. Underneath and incomplete. Intended for Eli Finley, the top tight end target for La Tech.
I mean, I think you just have to run the ball. You've got to pick up about 3.5 yards here to get into the end zone. And Matt, at this point, you've got the fake field goal. You've got to come away with a touchdown. You're inside the 5-yard line. I think no matter what, this has got to be 4-down territory.
And this is going to be a false start on Eli Finley.
False start. Offense. Number 84. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And Sonny Cumbie told us yesterday, these are the same issues that they've had all year. Mistakes in the red zone. I mean, that's just a mental error. It's a bust, and it potentially may cost you a touchdown down here.
Third and 10, ball gets away, and Bullock is on top of it. A disastrous 2 mistakes after the successful fake field goal got 1st and goal, and now you got to kick it here.
Oh, there's no doubt you have to kick it here. And Razorback fans watching this game are probably thinking, oh my goodness, they're just shooting themselves in the foot. If you're a Tech fan, you're saying status quo. That's how it's been all year.
Yeah.
I was, when we were talking with Coach yesterday, I was kind of blown away at all the things, because, we obviously prepare, but there's some things that you miss throughout a long season, and he's going through a laundry list of errors that they've had, and boy, man, that was just...
Buchanan's 43-yarder is no good. So after Louisiana Tech gets the interception, fakes the field goal, has 1st and goal from the 10, no points. And Arkansas will get the football back. No score in Fayetteville. After a successful fake field goal and 2 miscues, puts you out of scoring.
I mean, you almost can't make it up. You've got Finley who goes off sides, false start, then you snap it poorly to Bullock, then you miss the field goal. A comedy of errors that you really just have to see to believe.
And Sonny Cumbie, who told us to win this game, he thinks they're going to have to score 30-plus points. A drive like that won't help.
You got to wonder, Matt, at some point as a player, and these issues keep happening time and time again, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy that when you get down around the goal line, bad things are going to happen, and they just continue to snowball for the Bulldogs.
Well, that's the first carry of the game for Ja'Quinden Jackson, who we were told probably wouldn't play in this game, nursing an ankle, but
well, maybe
there's always that chance.
Sure, and you know, the chances, see how the game starts and how it begins. Do we need him? Well, I think you have the answer so far.
Good pressure pickup there and a completed pass to Isaiah Satania. Close to the first down, and they will move the chains. Green again, pumps, and in and out of the hands of Satania. Incomplete.
It's just a drop by Satania. Wouldn't be a huge gain, but you pick up 5 yards, just secure the catch, you get tackled, you go down 2nd and 5.
Instead, 2nd and 10. Jackson on the carry is stopped just across the line of scrimmage. Jaden Gray, the second-year Iowa State transfer, with the tackle.
Say, Jaden Gray had his Wheaties this morning because he's come out in this game and has been running around like his hair is on fire and was getting into it a little bit with some of the Razorbacks offensive players after the interception. And there again, Louisiana Tech knows how badly they've got to have this game.
Moving the pocket, has room to run if he wants, but this is going to come back. A flag behind the line of scrimmage.
Holding, offense, number 54. That penalty enforced in the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
That is on Keyshawn Blackstock, and it negates what would have been a first down run.
Yeah, take a look here. On the left side of your screen, you see Blackstock and 55 Cremona right there on the left side, and it's going to back him up, and it's another break really for Louisiana Tech.
3rd and 20 from Arkansas zone 25. Green airing it out, and too high, intended for Jordan Anthony. And another offensive possession. Seeing negative plays mount, Dustin, results in a punt.
It does. And for Arkansas, Matt, when we were talking with Coach Pittman yesterday, he brought up just the fact that every time they've had this game, whether it be this week of the season going back to like last year or even earlier this year against UAB, where it was a 3-point game in the 4th quarter. And Arkansas has had slow starts. And so this game looked like it was getting off to a fast start with the kickoff return for a touchdown. But now, you know, offensively, you have the turnover with the interception. And now they get off the field, and Louisiana Tech's going to have the football back.
True Edwards scooped it off the ground, got it across the 35. And so no score still with 3:28 to go in the first quarter. La Tech football when we come back. Have plenty of guys on this roster, Dustin Fox, that have played at the Power 4 level. 10 on the 2 deep between the offense and the defense combined, including Jimmy Holiday, who began his career at LSU.
Yeah.
At Tennessee, I beg your pardon.
He is an SEC type of talent, right? And was at Tennessee for a few seasons. Played a little on special teams, really couldn't crack the lineup. And so he comes here to Louisiana Tech, and he's having an impact. And here you see him again at Wildcat.
Running left. And just bumped into a pile. No gain on first down.
Well, I got to say this much, Matt, about Louisiana Tech. Their defense is as advertised. They've come out and played nice. The problem has been for them, their offense, they don't live up to the standard, essentially, that their defense plays at. And so if they can find a way to get some points, they'd win a lot more games.
That's been the theme all year for Louisiana Tech. No touchdowns in 2 of their last 3. And that is overthrown for Amiri Wiggins. 3rd and 10.
And we'll see what Bullock can do here on this 3rd and 10, and see if we call Landon Jackson's name. What a treat it was sitting down with that young man yesterday afternoon.
40 in red on the edge for the Razorbacks. Empty backfield. Pressure in the face of Bullock, and it was T.J. Metcalf with the deflection.
Yeah, you gotta love it. They're gonna bring pressure. They're gonna heat up Evan Bullock because they understand he doesn't like pressure. The offensive line for Tech has really struggled this season. 40% of the time on dropbacks for Bullock, he's pressured. That goes across the entire season that he's played. I mean, they really do try to get after him, and right there the Hogs do.
Ray's punt is away. Isaiah Satania will field it just across his own 25, and that is where Arkansas's offense, that hasn't had a whole lot of momentum today, Dustin, will start for the final 2:44 of the first quarter.
It's been interesting. They have not had a lot of rhythm. Couple plays, then they'll try to go a little tempo, and they get up, and it just seems like they're sort of stalling. And you'd like to see Green settle in here too, because he's not quite looked like himself to start the game, and I think once he settles in, they'll be fine.
Goes under center, tosses it to Jaquinden Jackson, who has been the leading rusher all year despite nursing that ankle injury. 3rd in the SEC in rushing touchdowns. If they can get him going over these final 2 weeks, Dustin, that would be huge for this Razorback offense.
Him or just anybody from the running back position. You know, when you look at Arkansas this season, Matt, when they rush for over 130 yards, they're 4-1. The only loss they have is against Oklahoma State, and that was in overtime.
Well, that's a dangerous throw in traffic after the low snap by the backup center, Brooks Edmondson. Remember, Addison Nichols went out of the game early and has not returned. Arkansas ranked 15th in the country right now in 3rd down percentage, going up against one of the best 3rd down defenses in Conference USA. And that's going to be a false start on Andrew Armstrong.
False start. Offense. Number 2. 5-yard penalty. It is 3rd down.
Yeah, just Matt, you ran track in college, Butler. Do you get one false start? Like in high school, you get a false start, you're done. You're DQ'd.
Yeah, it depends on the meet.
Okay, well, they're not DQ'd. They got 3rd and 11.
Nichols back in at center, and it won't help. First sack of the game. Guess who? David Blay, who now has a sack in 4 of the last 5 games for Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, the leading sack leader on this entire defense. Just watch 90. Right in the middle of your screen. That's a double team. Your starting tackle, excuse me, your starting center,
14 is now
Nichols, is back in the game,
Arkansas.
and he has a hard time with David Blay. You said it there, Mr. Schumacher. 4 of the last 5 games he's had a sack.
Drew Edwards at midfield. Waves for a fair catch. With Tesla in his grill. You surprised no score yet?
I would say, if I didn't know what we know going into the game, yeah, I'd say that. If you're at home, you don't really watch Louisiana Tech and understand how good their defense has been this year, you'd say, yeah, I can't believe Arkansas hasn't scored yet. But for us, no. I mean, this is sort of the game that I anticipated, the game that Sonny Cumbie would like to have. It's going to have to be a low-scoring game, in my opinion, for Tech to be in it.
Good starting field position here for the Bulldogs at their own 45. And Marquise Crosby in the backfield with Evan Bullock. It goes to Crosby. Gain of 2. Nice throw underneath to Eli Finley. 1 yard shy of the first down, brings up 3rd and 1 for the final 60 seconds of the first quarter.
Going to go a little quick here. Try to get a couple snaps in before the end of the first quarter.
Under center, Bullock is stopped short. It appears.
They're trying to get the quarterback sneak in there before the quarter ends, and you're right, Matt. He lost a little bit there on that 3rd down. So 4th and less than a yard. Clearly they're going to keep the offense on the field. Question is, do you go back to the quarterback sneak? I would, but they're not going to. They're going to go shotgun here unless... Well, hard count. Try to catch some undisciplined hogs up front.
2 on the play clock. And a flag comes in. They won't get it off.
Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It is 4th down.
I don't get that at all.
Please reset the game clock to 2 seconds.
I don't get that at all.
Please. You
just faked the field goal. And you got 4th and 1, and you're going to take the delay? You're in plus territory. That to me is bizarre.
Doesn't seem on brand for what Sonny Cumbie told us to expect.
Unless he didn't want that to happen, maybe he wanted a timeout.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Well, now they're going to say that the clock did run down to triple zeros, and we will take the timeout with them. No score in Arkansas. A 100-yard kickoff return to the house negated. Fake field goal from Louisiana Tech ended in no points. On to the second quarter we go in Hogtown.
Cumbie speaking with his quarterback, the redshirt freshman Evan Bullock. I don't think that was went the way that he thought it was going to go. I think he wanted a timeout. It was so loud in here, and he was obviously talking with his young quarterback saying, I think you got to get a timeout in there because you had 4th and 1. This is not what you want to do here.
Maybe a redshirt freshman moment for the former 3rd-string quarterback Evan Bullock. Isaiah Satania fair catches it at his own 15. This has been defense dominated so far this afternoon.
Well, we knew they had a good defense coming in, and they have been as advertised already, creating a turnover. There's the interception by Fields. Getting in the backfield, you can see the pressure. This is up the middle. That's their great pass rusher, David Blay. Gets Green on the ground, and there has not been a lot of offense. If you like defense, you've come to the right place.
That's been the name of the game so far this year for Louisiana Tech. Their defense has kept them in nearly every game this year. Just 47 combined offensive yards for these two teams as Dominion is upended after a nominal gain. And it was Roderick Roberson with the tackle.
Roberson does a nice job here from his safety spot, coming up and getting the tackle for a minimal gain. They are really good against the run.
Green dumps it underneath to Dominion and surges ahead for a first down. That is just the 5th first down of the game combined. And it moves the chains for the Razorbacks.
And maybe that's something they need to do a little bit more of. You know, if you're Green and you're Bobby Petrino, It's okay to take a check down from time to time, and right there you pick up a first down.
Here's Rodney Hill.
Wow, took a shot. Jakari Foster. Watch 34 at the end of this play. Bang! That's a heck of a tackle right there.
Foster, the former D2 product, coming over from the JUCO level. One of 50 newcomers for Louisiana Tech. Dominion in motion on 2nd and 4. Green over the middle and hits his favorite target, Armstrong, and the ball is jarred loose. Louisiana Tech football. Jakari Foster on top of it for the Bulldogs.
Wait until you see this shot. This is back-to-back plays, Matt, where Jakari Foster has
Rolling on the field
big
is the
hits.
catch, followed by a fumble, recovered by the defense. First down.
Wow, the hit was by Foster. Who ends up getting the football at the end? Was it Harris?
Well, Zymos, the Arkansas transfer, picked it up out of the pile.
So the hit comes here, 34. That's Foster. Ball's on the ground. You've got 4 defenders around the football. And you're right, it was Zymos who ends up doing the Lion King with the football.
That's how you sell it, right? By the way, Cedric
Simba
Woods was on the turf at the end of that play, got up under his own power, and he's off to the sideline. But Dustin, 2 first-half turnovers produced by this La Tech defense. Now you got to pay it off if you're the Bulldogs.
For Hogs fans, that you just said like the words that they didn't want to hear. The 2 turnovers.
Multiple turnover games have been the bugaboo for the Razorbacks all year. Saw that in the Texas game, a game in which their defense played well enough to win last week right here at Razorback Stadium.
Now that one right there, I mean, you can't really prepare for those types of turnovers.
He got
it's a big pop, it's a big hit. Like, that wasn't on Taylon Green.
Nor was it on Armstrong.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a good football play.
So Sonny Cumbie's group will get the football back after a mistake on 4th and 1. Didn't call a timeout. And now good field position, starting in plus territory again.
Second time off a turnover.
Did not score a touchdown
The previous
last
play
week
is under further review.
against Western Kentucky, and now Matt Leffler is going to review this. That must have gotten buzzed down from Daniel Boldrick, our replay official. Certainly looked at first glance like it was a fumble, and recovered by Louisiana Tech.
These are always interesting because when you run it back and you put it in slow motion, it makes it look a little bit closer than it maybe was. But nonetheless, they'll take a peek at it, and we'll have the answer for you when we come back.
Right now, it's 1st and 10 Louisiana Tech, but they are reviewing the fumble.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, Louisiana Tech.
Fayetteville, the call on the field stands. Ball fumbled by Andrew Armstrong and recovered by the Bulldogs. And now in plus territory, this is an opportunity for Sonny Cumbie to pull out another trick.
There's no doubt. This is the perfect area of the field. I'm not saying they're going to do it this play, but they're going to have to bust out some more trick plays to get some points.
Givens will surge ahead for a gain of 4.
And the guy that I think would be involved in these trick plays, of course, is the talented wide receiver Jimmy Holiday, who they've already put in the backfield as a wildcat. We know that he can throw the football, and don't be surprised today, Matt, if it's a double reverse pass or something crazy like that, because he does have an arm that could throw a football.
Back to Givens, trying to twist out of trouble. Will get another yard or 2 and make it 3rd and medium. La Tech has been totally unsuccessful on 3rd downs in this game. 0 for 5 so far.
You got to think that Arkansas is going to dial up some more pressure again here on Bullock. Just a 3-man rush.
As time dumps it underneath, and the ball might have been tipped there as Landon Jackson was all up in the grill of Evan Bullock.
Just a 3-man rush here by Arkansas, and you're right. I think Landon Jackson, who is so talented, gets a paw on that, or maybe just a fingernail on the football, just enough to throw it off so that Wiggins just can't catch the football.
Surprised to see a punt here on 4th and 5 in plus territory.
I hate it. I hate it. You're at the 35-yard line. You know, if this goes in the end zone, you net 15 yards. And it's going to.
It's headed that way. They tried to get it out, but could not. And it's a touchback. Arkansas will try to get their offense going. With still lots of time to go in the first half.
Game has been a familiar scene for Razorbacks fans, as they've already turned the football over twice in the early portion of this ball game. An interception by Taylen Green, and then on the previous offensive possession, a forced fumble on the outside that is recovered by La Tech, as Taylen Green was trying to find his top target, Andrew Armstrong. But they hold and they get the football back. Still surprised that Louisiana Tech punted that ball.
I am too.
You know, you're at the 35-yard line. They netted 15 yards.
At the same time, ball control, let the defense win the game.
What's 15 yards?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm not yelling at you.
No offense taken. Here's Green on the rollout, running out of time, and almost intercepted again.
Oh my goodness.
At the 40. And guess who? Jakari Foster, who bumped the ball out on that last fumble by Louisiana Tech.
Jakari Foster having himself a day. Didn't even record any stats a week ago. I mean, this guy is coming out here with his hair on fire, making plays back there in the secondary for the Bulldogs.
Taylen Green does not seem as comfortable as when we've seen him at his best this season. Meanwhile, gets a long throw out for a first down and more. The first catch of the game for Lucas. Maybe that'll help. A gain of 16.
Boy, Lucas lowers the shoulder and just absolutely runs through a defender there on the outside. I believe it was Cedric Woods, the cornerback, who takes a little bit of a size disadvantage there to the big tight end, who goes 6'3", 241.
Against Woods, listed at 5'11", 185. Jaquindon Jackson stops, starts, and is wrapped up after 4.
We'll go back and take a look at that big physical run by Lucas. Been there many times.
Left on an island against the big fella.
Oh yeah, you got to get lower. You just got to, you got to be an ankle biter. Take those thigh boards out. That's a tough place to be.
Second and 7. Back to Jackson with room, but a flag. Jackson barreling down to the 30, but this could be coming back for Arkansas, which has been a theme all first half today at Razorback Stadium.
Now this thing opens up right down the middle, and you're probably saying, how'd that happen?
Holding.
Well, here you go.
Offense, number 54. A penalty being forced on the spot of the foul. It is second down.
Matt, that's his second holding penalty there on the left guard. It's right there in the middle.
And remember, Keyshawn Blackstock started the year as the starting right tackle. Was moved over to left guard. There was a bit of a position battle there with Patrick Kudus, who has started the last 3 games, but today it is Blackstock. And that negates a 31-yard gain by Jaquindon Jackson. Second and 13. What a grab. Armstrong out of midair and makes it 3rd and short.
Boy, what a catch by Armstrong here. Makes a miraculous catch look easy. Goodness gracious. No big deal at all. Catches it in stride with that right paw on the football and nearly gets the first down. All the penalty yards back for sure.
It goes back to Jackson, lunging forward, and will have just enough, it appears, to move the chains. And there is a Louisiana Tech player down.
Blake Thompson.
The Iowa State transfer. Blake Thompson. Well, while Thompson is tended to on the field, we will step aside. Arkansas driving at midfield. Tackler, the Iowa State transfer Blake Thompson, being helped off the field by the training staff after this play, Dustin, where it looked like his knee got banged up by Jaquindon Jackson.
I took a peek, and that didn't look nice.
We'll keep an eye
hopefully he's
on
gonna be okay.
Thompson as he went to the blue injury tent on the Louisiana Tech sideline. Meanwhile, a nice little drive developing here for Arkansas with 9 minutes to go in the half. Fake it to Jackson, and the catch is made for a nice gain on first down by Isaiah Sategna, rather.
Yeah, the Bulldogs are doing some nice things defensively. But you got to say that the Hogs have been shooting themselves in the foot with all the penalties. I mean, the turnovers, the one interception was bad. The fumble, you can't predict that. But the penalties, like the kickoff return, you had 2 long plays
Timeout for an injured
that were called back as well.
on the defense.
Well, that's going to be Blay walking off the field.
Look injured. And he had some words for the officials when they made him walk off. We'll keep an eye on Blay. Meanwhile, 2nd and 5. Jackson, who did not start this game. If you're just joining us, it was Rashad Dominion making his 3rd consecutive start. Of course, as you well know, Jaquindon Jackson dealing with that ankle injury.
You got to think, because coming into this game, they were not sure how much or if at all they would use JJ. But it was a slow start. You had a couple penalties, and then all of a sudden you see him in the game. So it could be Sam Pittman and Bobby Petrino saying, hey, listen, this game may be a little bit more of a dogfight than we thought. No pun intended.
Right back to the Utah transfer. Awfully close to the line of game. Looks just short. Certainly you're going for it here if you're Sam Pittman, right?
Oh, there's no question. And they are going to. They're going to bring a heavy package into the game with Maddox Lassiter.
Against the best 4th down defense in the country in Louisiana Tech. Jackson remains in the backfield for 4th and 1. It goes to him. No, it's a caper. Green with a first down and more. Diving inside the 30. And an explosive play on 4th down, tripped up by Jacob Fields.
Yeah, Fields doesn't catch a shoelace here. This is going to be a touchdown by Green. Boy, just enough. If he's able to get one more step, I think he's going to walk into the end zone.
It's really the first time we've seen him open it up.
Yeah, that's that stride that is so special.
Long throw is caught on the far sideline. And it was Isaiah Satania again for a gain of 9.
Well, you see when they get a big play and they come back and go quick, they're able to continue to keep the Bulldogs defense on their heels. They've done it several times to start the game.
Best drive of the game so far for the Razorbacks. 12th play. Back to Jackson with room and a first down.
I know.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Matt, it looks like they'll still be able to get a first down if they get inside the 2-yard line.
Well, if you're a Razorback fan, you got to love that JJ is just getting a steady dose of the rock on this drive. Green surveying. End zone shot is caught for a touchdown. But there is a flag. Isaac Tisla with the reception. But we'll see what the call is here.
Holding on the defense. Touchdown is good.
Arkansas fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief. There's a big play. There's points on the board, and the yellow flag on the field is not on them. How about that? Best drive of the day by the Razorbacks. 13 plays. They go 80 in about 6 minutes. A very nice drive put together by Taylon Green with his legs, with his arm, and also JJ getting it done on the ground as well. Boy, you never would have thought that this would have been a 0-0 game midway through the second quarter. Well, not 0-0 anymore. Nice drive by the Hogs. Tisla gets his 2nd touchdown reception of the season and gets the belt.
That might be their best offensive drive since the week before the Texas game. Now, they did have a touchdown in that game, but it didn't come until the 3rd quarter, Dustin. So if you're Sam Pittman, you got to be happy putting points on the board in the first half against a very good Louisiana Tech defense. And now the fans breathe a little sigh of relief. Remember, Louisiana Tech will get the football to start the second half, trailing for the first time in this game. Will boot it away, and this is going through the uprights. Darn near. Big boot from Devin Bale. And now this Louisiana Tech offense will come onto the field.
Cover your eyes if you're a Tech fan.
Well, Dustin, that second drive, the missed field goal, came after a successful fake field goal, which set them up for 2nd and goal from the 3. And it resulted in a missed 41-yarder a few plays later.
Well, there's 2 punts on that list right there that should not have been punts. They should have gone for.
Bullock running the option. Is swarmed in the backfield.
There's a flag down. I think I saw one. No?
Looks like potentially a face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Penalty enforced from the previous spot. First down.
And I believe they're going to get Cameron Ball there.
Number 5 on the face mask. Number 5 on the face mask.
You can see him just working off their grabs, trying to grab the top of the shoulder pad of Bullock. And yeah, I think he just gets the thumb on the face mask, incidental contact, but there's no 5-yard variety.
Mary Wiggins, another flag.
Yeah, you're going to get an easy hold call here on the left side against Burt Hale.
Holding offense number 79. That penalty enforced from the previous spot. 10 yards. It is first down.
Well, I understand Burt Hale's in a tough spot right there because he's matched up against their top defensive end, Landon Jackson. So it's going to be right here. That's going to be Burt Hale, and then watch Jackson come out here. And he grabs that left with the left paw.
First and 20 with Marquise Crosby in the backfield. Quick throw is caught by Solo Lewis out near the original line of scrimmage. What would you like to see from Louisiana Tech offensively to close the first half?
I would like to see them take some shots. I would like to see him go back to Solo Lewis. They did right there on an underneath route. But he's the fastest guy on Tech's offense, maybe the fastest guy on the field.
Remember, he had a chance on their first possession of the game. A deep shot to him was dropped. And now Bullock on second down will take off, something he rarely does. And he gains positive yardage at that.
Sort of like to see him dive there instead of slide, because the official, he had probably 4 more yards that could have been tacked onto that run. And I get it, you want to protect yourself, and that's what quarterbacks are taught to do. But the official only gives him about a 4-yard gain because of where he started the slide.
3rd and 8. Bullock, incomplete, looking for Lewis. And Eli Finley was sort of in that pass window as well.
It's that really tight window in cover 2 where you've got that receiver running the corner route, and here out of his break, Solo Lewis, I think he should have caught that. I mean, it's almost like his arms didn't fully extend. Maybe he didn't think the football was going to be there, but that's the second time tonight that Bullock has put the ball to Solo Lewis in a position where he could make a big play.
5th punt of the game for Patrick Ray is end over end and caught by Satania. Sort of pirouettes through 2 defenders. And now the Arkansas offense will come back onto the field after a 13-play, 80-yard drive resulted in the first touchdown of the game.
And that's the one thing, it's a great point by you. It was a quick possession by the offense. After being on the field for 6 minutes, that defense that has carried Louisiana Tech this season, literally carried them to any win that they've had, is back on the field again against a Razorbacks offense that probably has a little bit more confidence after that last drive that went 13 plays.
They rode Jaquindon Jackson hard on that last drive. Starting this one is DeBinion. Deep throw from Green. Looked like a hold on the defense. No flags. Wow. Jamal Shelby Jr. in coverage, trying to keep up with Armstrong in the place of the injured Cedric Woods.
Neither one of them thought the ball was coming. And then when it does, they both sort of grab each other. You can see they're both looking back like, where's the ball? And yeah, there was a tug, but the question is, was the ball catchable? I don't know. If both players thought the ball was coming, it may be a different story. That was an interesting end of the play. But you're right, there was contact, man.
And a matchup to watch. Now that Woods is on the sideline, he was tasked with guarding Armstrong today as DeBinion breaks a big run across midfield. And a first down gain after 17 by DeBinion.
DeBinion's nice in the open field when he's able to get some space. Cuts back inside. Has just good enough speed to run by folks there in the secondary.
Pass is caught by Armstrong, and the tackle made by Shelby. And that is the 5th catch of the game for Andrew Armstrong, putting him in 2nd place all time for most catches in a single season, behind only the famous Kobe Hamilton.
He is a special player, and it's crazy how they found him. And here he is, just leading the SEC and receiving.
As Jaquindon Jackson has led this team in rushing, back on the field. And the 2-minute timeout nearing towards the end of this first half, as Arkansas's offense starting to assert itself in plus territory for back-to-back possessions. Green overshot Luke Hasz, his intended receiver. And that brings up 4th and 3 in a peculiar position on the field. Looks like Sam Pittman's going to keep his offense out there.
It's because you're supposed to do that. I mean, you got it 4th and 3. You're in plus territory. You got to have confidence in your offense that you can get 3 yards, 2 yards, or 1 yard in this situation. And the one thing that Arkansas has that Louisiana Tech does not have is a quarterback like Green that can take off and go.
Pressure's picked up. Green will go. Green shaking loose. First down and more. Taylen Green cutting it to the end zone. Touchdown!
That's exactly why you keep your offense on the field. And I got lucky with I wasn't really predicting he would do that, but he has the ability to do this. And he's like, okay, there's nothing open. There's nothing open. Let me be patient. And then those long strides. I'm sure Arkansas fans are tired of hearing about it, but this is the first time I've called his game this year. He does look like Colin Kaepernick with the way he runs.
Oh, Bobby Petrino told us when he first saw Taylen Green tape, he thought Colin Kaepernick. This goes for 40+ to the house, partner.
No, this is not Colin Kaepernick. This is Taylen Green on 4th and 3, taking this to the house. Arkansas can breathe a little sense of relief right now. 14-0 from Fayetteville.
Has rushed for 17 yards plus on 4th down against the best 4th down defense in the country. The last one goes 41 yards to the house, and it's 14-zip Razorbacks with 1:53 to go in the opening half. Devin Bale kicking it off for the Hogs. And you said it before break, Dustin Fox. He reminds you of one Colin Kaepernick. Let's take it back to Colin Kaepernick's college days.
Let's go back to Reno, Nevada, circa 2008-ish, something like that. Yeah, he was there 06 to 2010. I remember watching him play a ton of college football because I'm a college football junkie. And listen, not only do they run the same, have the same stride lengths, as we go back and take a look at that last touchdown run on 4th and 3, but they wear the same number in college, number 10, so it makes them look very, very similar.
Bullock looking for an open receiver. There was none. Throws it away.
There was even a receiver out running a route. That was an interesting play design there. It seemed like it was confusion from the start of that play.
Well, Sonny Cumbie's team certainly has had its chances. 2 turnovers produced by its defense. They had 2nd and goal from the 3 early in the first quarter. Still scoreless with 1:47 to go in the first half, and that throw incomplete. Intended for Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. 3rd and 10. You would hate to give the football back to Arkansas to close the half when they've scored touchdowns on back-to-back drives. But you got to convert here on 3rd and 10, something they have not done yet this half. Swing pass to Wiggins. As blockers. Gets maybe 5, and that brings up 4th down. Evan Bullock stayed on the field a little bit longer here, thinking maybe Sonny Cumbie rolls the dice, but no, they're going to bring the punt unit out again.
Yeah, and they roll him out of bounds, so the clock stops, and Arkansas saves a timeout, so they're going to get the football back with plenty of time and pretty decent field position. And boy, the last time Satania caught a punt, he was like full speed when he caught the ball, so a very dangerous return man.
Satania catching it in traffic at his own 30 skillfully, and gets it back to his offense. Coming up at the half, we've got the Arkansas marching band right here on SEC Plus and ESPN Plus. They've had a lot to cheer about over the last 2 offensive drives for Arkansas, both resulting in touchdowns. Now they have a chance with 3 timeouts to go up 3 scores before Louisiana Tech gets the football to start the second half.
All the time in the world here for Taylen Green and this offense. And you got to think that Green is developing a little more confidence here with those last couple of drives.
Oh, dang throw. Dumps it down to Dubinion. And that's enough for a 1st down.
And he gets out of bounds. Be out near about the 42-yard line. Nice decision here by Green. What I love too is he throws the football where he can catch it in stride, and Dubinion can then get those extra 3-4 yards to pick up that 1st down. Gets out of bounds, clock stops, 1st and 10.
3-man rush all day to throw, and now Taylen Green is just picking this Bulldogs defense apart.
Just way too much cushion by Jamal Shelby, number 4 for Louisiana Tech. And if you're going to give that much cushion, I don't care how far Taylen Green has to throw that football. I mean, he threw it 45 yards in the air to gain 9, but the cushion was like 10, 12 yards. There was nobody even close to Andrew Armstrong.
Dubinion, 1st down. What do you think's changed for Arkansas's offense over the last 2+ drives?
Discipline. Penalties. I mean, they've made plays.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that you see Green sort of settling down a little bit. If they just take care of the ball, this game wouldn't be close.
Green under pressure off the hand of Dubinion. That is what we saw early in the game when Louisiana Tech made Green feel uncomfortable, sending extra numbers.
Well, and the thing about that is their offensive line has been banged up, not just today, but throughout the season, and they've allowed a lot of sacks. And you got to think as a young quarterback, and I know Taylen Green's not a freshman, but he said he kind of feels like a freshman in this offense. Point being, you start thinking about those things when defenses start getting home.
Nice catch for a 1st down, Isaiah Satania. And that will move the chains again after a gain of 12.
Arkansas takes its 1st timeout of the half.
And
30
Arkansas burns its 1st timeout. This is a big game for Sam Pittman. He said, you know, look, this time of year when SEC teams take a week off to play a non-conference opponent, a lot of people sort of write it off. Not us. This game means a lot to that man right there. It's the difference between a 6-win season and a 5-win season, potentially looking for his 4th trip to a bowl game in 5 years, Dustin.
Yeah, you and I were kind of chatting about that yesterday. How many coaches have done that?
Not many. The last one to do it was Houston Nutt in the early 2000s. And some around here think Sam Pittman's coaching for his job today.
Oh, there's a lot of talk. Certainly Arkansas fans are well aware of that. But they're trying to block out the noise, trying to get a couple dubs here to end the season and cap off the year with a strong finish.
Green flushed. Buying time. Somehow got it in the vicinity of a couple of wide receivers. Incomplete.
You just would like to see Taylen Green not be so risky with that pass right there. You're outside the pocket. You've got a couple of receivers down the field, but you're on the move. And that's one thing Bobby Petrino told us yesterday when we chatted with him is like when he got here, Taylor Green's so athletic. He's so gifted. And maybe it's watching Lamar Jackson a little bit, too much sometimes and see him make these miraculous plays. But I think if Taylor Green settles down and plays within himself, he is a heck of a football player.
Looking for the deep shot, won't get it. Being chased by the Arkansas transfer, Zach Zimos, and forces another throw out of bounds.
But that's the right decision. You got another play here. You'd like to, if you're Arkansas, come away with points. Clearly, you would love a touchdown. But you only need about 5 to 10 yards here to make it a manageable field goal opportunity.
Their kicker, Matthew Shipley, has hit from 55. Saw him drill a 44-yarder in the loss to Texas last week. 3rd and 10 with 34 seconds to go in the opening frame here in Fayetteville. Pressure comes. Green goes down to the pocket, and it looked like he tripped on the heel of his own offensive lineman.
It certainly wasn't a Louisiana Tech defender. We couldn't tell if it was the turf monster or if he got the heel, and it might have been the heel of 54. That's Blackstock. Certainly not his fault.
Arkansas takes its second timeout of the half. 32nd timeout.
Maybe a bit out of field goal range here on 4th and 15.
I think you're fine just to go for this.
Yeah.
There's 14 seconds on the clock. The play will take 6 seconds. If you don't convert it, they've got the ball. They can't throw a Hail Mary from here. I would say no harm, no foul. Like, you've got 14 seconds. You've got a timeout left. If you do convert, get a first down, you hit a quick timeout, then you run your kicker on. Does that seem to
It makes sense.
I think that's the right call.
Way to break it down, partner.
We'll see what the Razorbacks decide to do.
Hey, remember, on the last 4th down, Taylor Green ran at 41 yards to the house.
Dude, I'm playing the lottery tonight.
Andrew Armstrong certainly capable of making a first-round grab and a touchdown run on this 4th and 15 with 14 seconds to go. Arkansas perfect on 4th downs in this game so far. Will run it. Green with room. And is stopped just short by 1.5 yards. And that is a big-time stop by the Bulldogs defense.
Ball came out at the end of this, but you can't advance it on 4th down. But with 4 seconds to go, this thing's going to be at halftime.
On the field, the player was down, but did not make the line to gain.
They ruled him down, but short of the line to gain. So a turnover on downs for Sam Pittman's offense. And now if you're Louisiana Tech, you sit on this, you go into half down, 2 touchdowns, knowing you get the football to start the second frame.
I think you have to feel good about that. Your defense has played extremely well. They've created a couple of turnovers. And you just go back to the drawing board if you're Sonny Cumbie and you say to yourself, how do we provide any sort of production on offense? How do we just try and get a few first downs and put together a drive? Because if they can, then you take a little heat off your defense and you try to get back in the game.
Sonny Cumbie's team manages 42 stadium for the final Saturday home game here in Fayetteville, and the Hogs on top 14-zip, scoring on 2 of their final 3 possessions of the first half. Matt Schumacher, the former Ohio State Buckeye, Dustin Fox. It was not a pretty first half by any means, but Razorbacks did seem to settle in at the end of that first half.
He did. I think Taylor Green got more comfortable, started making some plays, wasn't forcing it as much as I thought in the first quarter. And then once he's able to kind of settle down and you see a couple of those early throws, there was the interception by Fields. That was just a miss by Green. And then he finds the end zone. Finally, they break the tie, 7-0, and then 4th and 3. This is what was so impressive. He is such a dynamic athlete playing the quarterback position that it doesn't matter. He's got those long strides, can break through a secondary, and then you can see how he started today. Just impressive there after that 4-10 start.
Those 2 interceptions early in the game for Arkansas seemed like they might loom large. Louisiana Tech intercepted Green, went down the field, fake field goal, had it 2nd and goal from the 3, couldn't punch it in. Saw a couple of intriguing punts, Dustin, for an offense that only had 43 total yards. You might have expected them to be a little bit more aggressive on 4th down.
Yeah, I was surprised they punted twice on a 4th down where they were in plus territory, especially, Matt, after I think Sonny Cumbie told us by his play call and play design, they make a field goal in the 1st quarter that obviously put them 1st and goal. They didn't get that. They obviously had penalties that backed them up and all that good stuff. But I just think that Louisiana Tech had everything in front of them. Like, it seemed as though Arkansas, obviously they weren't trying to hand the game or hand the upset possibility to Louisiana Tech, but everything happened perfect for Louisiana Tech to have the lead at halftime, and then it just kind of disappeared.
DeMarcus Griffin Taylor will take this out from the edge of his own end zone. Taylor with room. There goes Taylor across the 40, but a flag is down back by the 28.
Holding during the return team, 10-yard penalty. 1st down.
Matt Luffler has been a busy man on the mic, or head referee.
Well, and it seems as though, Matt, every time there's a big play, an explosive play on either team, there's a flag out.
Well, to your point, that's a 41-yard kick return.
Negated.
Coming all the way back.
Same thing for Arkansas to start the game. 100+ yards.
First drive of the 2nd half for Louisiana Tech. And the first play goes to Amiri Wiggins. Dustin, this is an offense that has not scored a touchdown in now 3 straight halves. What can Sonny Cumbie and company do against Arkansas here to start the 2nd frame?
Pretty much just throw out everything that you've done in practice and try to do some tricky stuff and, you know, get the ball to Jimmy Holiday or True Edwards.
Underneath to Wiggins. No gain.
May have lost you.
3rd and long. What else is new for Louisiana Tech in this game?
And again, 3rd and long here. And they did lose a yard. They can take them back. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Or excuse me, 3rd and 10. But now Bullock knows that the pressure is going to be dialed up by Arkansas here on 3rd and long. They can't hold up against this front. So this is going to be a really, really tough spot for the Bulldogs.
Fake it to Wiggins. Bullock with room and got hammered, overthrowing Wiggins on 3rd and 10.
They try to double move Matt on the top to Jimmy Holiday. The problem is there's not really enough time for a double move, and there he takes the shot right at the end. Big time shot from Eric Gregory. So the positive yards that they had there go backwards, and they end up punting here in 4th and 10.
7th punt of the day for Patrick Ray. It's a short one, high hanger, and Isaiah Satania goes down on both knees to make the catch. And so Taylon Green will come out and lead this Razorbacks offense, which looked much better in that 2nd quarter.
Yeah, and this is a scary, scary spot to be in for Louisiana Tech too, because you knew that you played a pretty good first half, especially defensively, and you're getting the ball to start the 2nd half, but
you got 3 and out.
Did nothing with it, and now Arkansas has the ball out near midfield, and only a minute 20 came off the clock.
Dominion on the cutback. Nice gain. Finally wrapped up by Blake Thompson after 13.
Another really nice run here on 1st down, and Dominion gets near midfield at full speed, giving them a 1st down inside Louisiana Tech territory.
This running back room for Arkansas has been a bit of a revolving door. They've had all 4 guys, Jackson, Hill, Dubinion, and Russell, who we've not seen yet tonight, Dustin, play significant snaps. Injuries, a big part of that, but Rashad Dubinion, when he's healthy, Sam Pittman says he just runs hard.
And he's gotten better and better at the running back position, being a more every down back.
There, the safety net for a Green who was under pressure.
We got an injured Bulldog go down to the field. Looks like it's
Timeout for an injured defensive player.
Colby Fields.
Thank you.
The second-year Louisiana State transfer and this team's leading tackler.
I was going to say one of their best defenders.
They've already lost one of their best defenders in Cedric Woods.
Blay went down with an injury. He's back.
This top 15 defense in the FBS has certainly been tested. As we get another look here at 10 in white, Colby Fields just coming up a little bit hobbly after he was faked out by Taylon Green.
Hard to tell exactly what he did there. It was a non-contact play. But having one of your best defenders now off the field on a huge third down is an advantage for the Razorbacks.
By the way, Cedric Woods now back in the game for the first time on this third down. At corner. Underneath and overthrown behind the back of Andrew Armstrong.
Now, if you're Arkansas, you can punt this football.
But what's the point?
Louisiana Tech's not getting a yard. If it's turnover on downs, they're going to punt it now, I believe.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised. Because here's the thing. If you pin them inside the 10-yard line, there's a good chance that Louisiana Tech in that spot against this defense is starting to really kind of pin their ears back a little bit against Eric Bullock, the quarterback for Louisiana Tech. I'm guessing that, you know, the defensive coordinator for Arkansas, Travis Williams, is thinking if we can just pin them inside the 10-15-yard line,
Delay again.
maybe we can create a turnover.
Offense.
And now they take the delay on purpose to give them just a little bit more room.
Remember, Arkansas -2 in the turnover margin right now, and yet they have a 2-touchdown lead. It has to be comforting for Sam Pittman's team, knowing that they've been able to handle Louisiana Tech's offense. Bale will punt it away. And True Edwards fair catches it at his own 11. Can Evan Bullock and company mount a drive here? Down 2 touchdowns in Fayetteville. Average just 1.4 yards per play offensively under redshirt freshman quarterback Evan Bullock against an Arkansas defense, Dustin, that looked really good against Texas last week. Some might argue one of the best games they've had all year.
Oh, there's no question. They played extremely well a week ago, and they're just continuing to build off the success they had. And those numbers are insane. Just a really, really tough day at the office here for the Bulldogs and for Eric Bullock.
Jimmy Holiday in motion. They're going to give it to him on the counter. And a positive gain for a young man that we anticipated getting the ball more than he has. Just the 3rd rushing attempt for Jimmy Holiday. And Dustin, he only has 1 catch in this game for 5 yards.
He doubled their average yards per play there.
Bullock. Oh, that is a dangerous pass. Broken up by Brad Spence.
This is a very, very dangerous throw here from Bullock. A little contact early there, too, from Spence. But again, another 3rd and 7.
They've been
0
behind
for
the chains
9 on 3rd down
all afternoon.
0 for 9.
Bullock gets it out to Jay Wilkerson. This spot is awfully close to the first down marker. If it's short,
it
it's
is short.
Barely.
It's short, and you're right, not by much.
If you don't get it on fourth down,
hold
they
the
did
phone,
give
partner.
the
Hold
first
the phone.
down.
Okay. Favorable spot.
And a big first down, the first third down conversion of the night for Louisiana Tech, and that's just unfortunate for Amani Gibbons, who slips untouched.
He just goes down, tries a jump cut.
Bullock, miscommunication, was looking on the outside of Jay Wilkerson. And took a shot at the end of that play, too. And now it's 3rd and 11.
All right, so you're 1 for 10 now on third down after that last third down conversion. Late substitution.
Empty backfield. Caught and enough for a first down for Amiri Wiggins. The JUCO transfer. Check that. He's going to be just short. As they said, his knee was down before he got across the line to gain.
Well, 2 nice plays on back-to-back third downs, and man, he was very, very close to getting that first down. Nice tackle there by Metcalf Jr.
Boy, if you don't get this fourth down conversion here, you are gifting it to Arkansas. On 4th and 1. Holiday on the sweep. He is swallowed up. And the Razorback defense stands tall. TJ Metcalf with the tackle.
It's just too hard to run around the perimeter against this Arkansas defense. It's been hard enough just to gain a yard, let alone, you know, taking an extra 10 yards trying to get around the perimeter, and then you run backwards and you just let Arkansas have the ball almost inside the red zone. It's like a turnover.
That seemed like he was off timing wise as well. Metcalf was just in the backfield waiting for Jimmy Holiday, and now the ball starts inside the 30 for Arkansas. Green takes a shot, has a man, it's a touchdown. Isaac Tesla, his second tutty of the day.
And Matt, that's the risk you take. When you go for it on fourth down inside your own territory, you don't get it. And I love the idea, the play call to take the shot. You get the turnover on downs, you immediately go right back to the young man who had the first touchdown reception, Isaac Tesla.
He had 1 touchdown all season.
And a pretty cool play design, too, is Taylon Green rolls off to his left. You weren't sure where the ball was going to go. And probably a little bit of peaky eyes by the secondary looking to see what Green was going to do with the football. So just like that, the turnover on downs, the Razorbacks take advantage. Woo, pig suey.
This is a Louisiana Tech team coming into the day with 6 losses. Although it's a bit deceiving, Dustin, because this team has played 8 one-possession games, including 3 overtime games this year. All of them heartbreaking losses.
It really is amazing when you look back. And if you watch some of the highlights, this was a Hail Mary. Jacksonville State, 4 seconds to go. Then they missed the PAT that allows it to go to overtime. They should have just won it as a walk-off there. And in overtime, they fall short. 44-37. That was a tough one. That was probably the toughest. If you talked to Sonny Cumbie and said, hey, what was the toughest loss? That was probably the one. He said after the game, he checked his phone, and he had people texting him like they thought that the game was over.
With 6 seconds left, congratulations.
Yeah, hey, great win.
Yeah.
You know, Jacksonville State, one of the top teams in CUSA, and then they had to like text back. Whoops.
And they're in the midst of a brutal stretch. They played the top 3 teams in Conference USA in consecutive weeks. Now they're on the road in Fayetteville against an Arkansas team that needs a win to make a bowl. They've already beaten a top 5 team at home this year. First time since 1999. And now a 21-point deficit with 9:54 left in the third. Bullock, nice completion out to True Edwards. That's the best pass reception we've seen tonight for La Tech.
Just going to say, a lot of cushion there on the outside, and Bullock takes advantage of that. Gets it to one of his top wide receivers. They pick up the first down. Looked like an offensive football play.
Bullock with time. Was looking for Jimmy Holiday.
That one did not.
Tough spot this year for Evan Bullock. Broke fall camp as the number 3 quarterback. Thrust into the starting role in week 4 due to injuries. Poor performance by Jack Turner. Coaches have a lot of belief in him, but this is a tall task against a talented SEC foe on the road. Zips it behind Edwards, twirling to make the catch. Maybe a gain of 1.
It has been a revolving door, not just at quarterback, but at running back as well for the Bulldogs. Trying to find any sort of stability for this offense has been a challenge.
And yet they've been in almost every game they've played in. Bullock on third down is swallowed up in the backfield. First sack of the night for Arkansas, and it's the sophomore from Houston, Texas, Brad Spence.
Brad Spence is sort of a jack of all trades for this defense. He can do a lot of different things, including right there. It's a delayed pressure to get Bullock on the ground. They get the sack and then going to force another punt. They really like the prospects of Brad Spence, who is the backup green dot, by the way, on the defense. And, you know, they sort of rotate that too. Oh, my goodness.
This is going to be La Tech football. Isaiah Satania ran into his own blocker, and it went off the heel of an Arkansas player.
Rolling on the field is a muff by the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team. First down, Louisiana Tech.
And I believe that was Dallas Young who ran into Satania. Right there. And now the third turnover of the game for the Razorbacks gives it back to La Tech in plus territory.
Yeah, there was no need for Young to even be in the vicinity of his return man, Satania. There was no need.
A chance here for some Bulldog momentum. Crosby on first down.
Hello. Meet Mr. Quincy Rhodes.
You can hear the pop from up here.
Chilled my bones. It's not that cold out. That was a big time shot right there from big old 97. 6'6", 280. Looks good on paper, looks good on grass.
It's a defense line that's without Nico Davier. So a tighter rotation for the Hogs. Edwards tackled by Marquise Robinson. Third down coming. Third and 5 plus territory. You got to think you got 2 plays here to get 5 yards.
That's what I thought in the first half. But you're right. I think there are 2 plays here. And I mean, it has to be. Now you're down 21.
Back to Crosby, somehow sifting through the defense and plowing ahead for a first down. Give him 10 on the carry.
That's a nice run. Crosby makes this play. Great cut and just finds a way.
They go back to him. And gains maybe 1.5 yards on first down.
haven't seen a lot of Crosby.
But to your point, they've cycled 4 different running backs this year, looking for some momentum. Bullock, deep shot is intercepted. Picked off by the Razorbacks. It is Jaden Johnson with a convoy. Johnson still on his feet and is ushered out of bounds across the 35. And the first takeaway of the game for the Hogs.
2 flags down at about the 35-yard line.
Arkansas is celebrating as if both are on Louisiana Tech.
Personal foul, roughing the passer with targeting, number 95. The previous play is under further review.
That was Ian Jeffrard.
Let's take a peek here. Well, you'll see 95.
Well, you can hear what the Arkansas faithful think about that call. It's gone to review.
I just don't know. I mean, it's Jeffrard is so big. He just sort of swallows him up. You know, I certainly don't think there was any intent there.
Are there enough indicators to make that targeting?
After review, there is no foul for targeting. There is a foul for roughing the passer, which will enforce 15 yards, first down.
I guess my question would be, what was the roughing the passer?
That's a great question. And for Arkansas again, a huge return is negated by a penalty. Remember, they had the 100-yard kickoff return to the house to start the game. They had a 40-yard punt return called back, and now a 40-yard interception return called back. And it's 1st and 10 from inside the 15 for Louisiana Tech. And it is Jimmy Holiday in the Wildcat for the Bulldogs. Fakes it to Lewis. Holiday cutting upfield. They're going to give him 5 or 6.
Well, I like that play design, and I like the way that Holiday is able to get himself on the perimeter. You pick up 5 yards, close to 5 yards. And how many quarters has it been since they've scored a touchdown offensively?
3 halves and change. 2nd and 6. Holiday again. Thought he was going to throw it. Now runs it and gets positive yards.
Pretty impressive decision by Holiday not to throw the football. So many guys, when they call a trick play, just force it. And Holiday right there does not, and does just enough to pick up some positive yards. Clearly you're going to be in 4-down territory, down 3 scores, and this is kind of a gifted second possession here on a drive that really ended on a turnover, but you got renewed life.
Pressure. 3rd and 5 is caught. What a grab by Eli Finley for a first down.
Yeah, you're right. Heck of a grab. A nice throw there by Bullock. Very, very close. Now, they've been here before. They had 2nd and goal at the 3 earlier in the first half.
Bullock under center. Wiggins his tailback. fake it to Wiggins. Finley up and touchdown. Bulldogs on the board. Don't count them out yet.
You said it, the first touchdown they've had in the last 7 quarters played. And they somehow won their last game. How about that?
With 4 field goals. And a defense that held Western Kentucky to 7 points.
Yeah, one of the better offenses in the Conference USA, excuse me.
21-7 in Fayetteville.
So they go 8 plays and 40+ yards. Bailed out by a penalty, but doesn't matter. You'll take the points. You'll take the touchdown. Little dance in there by the Bulldogs.
Number 20 is now 49.
Seven quarters to bring the deficit back to 14. Evan Bullock leading a drive after a interception return for Arkansas was negated by a penalty. They gift it back to La Tech. Bulldogs take advantage.
And it's interesting because that is the first points they've had of the game, but so many opportunities in that first half to, I mean, this potentially could be a tie ball game, which may seem crazy.
If you're just joining us, it probably does sound crazy.
That's what I'm saying. But you look at some of the big plays negated here by penalties.
That 100-yard kickoff return to the house was on the opening kick of the game. This place was going
bananas,
nuts. Jaquindon Jackson in the backfield with Taylon Green. On 1st and 10, Jackson with a big run. And was stopped by Blake Thompson. Otherwise, it could have gone for a lot more.
Good to see Blake Thompson back in the game. Remember, he had the injury that looked to be pretty significant. And sometimes looks can be deceiving. So it's nice to see him back in the ball game.
Jackson has enough for a first down on his 11th carry of the game. And again, if you're just joining us, we were told coming into the game that Jaquindon Jackson was available, though he would not start, and they weren't sure he would play, but if it was close, they'd give him a go. And it was 0-0 at the end of the first quarter in this game. So he has gotten plenty of run. Pressure up the middle. Green gets rid of it. Caught by Armstrong. Plowing through one defender out across midfield for a gain of 16. And he now has 1,000 receiving yards this season, making him just the 5th Razorback wide receiver to accomplish that feat.
And yesterday, when you asked Coach Pittman if he ever thought in a million years that this guy would be doing and putting up the production that he is.
Timeout for an injured player on the defense.
He did not think that. I mean, they thought he'd be a good player, right, Matt? But to be one of the best receivers in his conference,
to lead the SEC in receiving. Meanwhile, Cedric Woods, the outstanding corner for Louisiana Tech, is down for the 2nd time in this game. But Andrew Armstrong, to your point, you know, this is a young man, Dustin, that began his career at East Texas A&M. Barely played his first 3 years there. Year 4, he's 1,000-yard receiver. First time that's been done there in a decade. Had a nice season last year at Arkansas. This year has taken the league by storm.
Yeah, he played at a school that just changed their name. we were trying to look up. Are there multiple? Did he go to multiple?
Is it A&M Commerce? Is it East Texas A&M?
Finally got to the bottom of it.
What a talent, though.
Oh my goodness, yeah, absolutely. And great size, great speed. His greatest strength, probably, Matt, is his consistency and his excellent hands. It's those two things can take you a long way in the NFL.
Well, Sam Pittman also told us, Dustin, that he has a soft spot for small school guys. He himself was a small school guy And you look at some of the players that have come through here, Armstrong being one of them, John Ridgeway, of course, and of course Isaac TeSlaa began his career at Division II Hillsdale College. He has 2 touchdowns in this game. And right on cue, Armstrong with a first down catch to move the chains.
And when we asked Taylen Green, we had a chance to sit down with both him and Landon Jackson yesterday afternoon. I said to Taylen, I said, who's your favorite receiver? Who do you like to stop me in my tracks? And he kind of looked at me like I was kidding, asking the question, because it's just, at least it appeared to him so obvious. Well, it appears obvious to me too after calling my first Arkansas game this year.
Oh, what a catch!
My goodness!
Isaiah Sategna hanging on after an explosion inside the 20.
How does he hang on to this football? Come on! Has to go up in the air, catches it, and gets, I don't even know what you would call that, sandwiched? High-low? Like in the air? That was remarkable concentration there.
Jacob Fields with the hit. Now less than a minute to go in the third, and a whistle. Pre-snap.
Timeout for a medical stop.
And the officials probably wisely blow the whistle here after what looked like some contact to the head.
Yeah, you could have got
Jacob Fields.
That could have been buzzed down. Could have been an official noticing a play in. Yeah, you can. He's frustrated, but this is the right decision.
He gave the thumbs up to his sideline.
Sure, but that doesn't mean anything.
Sure.
I can't tell you how many times I gave a thumbs up to my training staff. This is the right call, though. I mean, you're looking out for the player, and if you see signs that the player's a little wobbly, you want to get them off to the sidelines and have your docs take a peek.
Green, end zone, had Armstrong incomplete.
He caught it, I believe, but they're going to say he was out of bounds.
Coverage by Jamal Shelby Jr. in place of the injured Cedric Woods.
I trust the receivers, or excuse me, the official's decision there to roll him out of bounds, but I want to see it again.
Here you go, partner.
Yeah, out of bounds, but terrific concentration. What a heck of a throw, though, by Taylen Green. I mean, that is a spot where it's either going to be Andrew Armstrong's touchdown or right there, out of bounds.
Second and 10. Green, a dart caught inside the 10.
I couldn't have said it better myself. That looked like a dart coming out of Taylen Green's hands, delivering it right near the line to gain.
Second catch of the game for Luke Hasz makes it 3rd and 2.
This one, you're giving the football to 22.
Do they run the play before the end of the quarter? 10 seconds left.
3 tight ends in the game here, all off to the right side. You got 3 tight ends right there.
They fake it. Green, end zone, overshoots his man, Maddox Lassiter, and incomplete.
He had him. He definitely had an easy touchdown. Just a little too much mustard, but they're going to go for this, Matt. 4th and about 2, maybe a little less than 2.
Will be the final play of the 3rd quarter, pending something unforeseen. Heavy set. Jackson leaping, and the spot looks good enough for a first down.
So
and
partner,
they will move the chains
as we go to the 4th quarter. 1st and goal for the Razorbacks.
With a 2-touchdown lead in their final home game of the regular season, 1 quarter away from being bowl eligible for the 4th time in 5 years under Sam Pittman. And they will keep the football driving as we start the 4th quarter with a 2-touchdown lead. And just 15 minutes away from being bowl eligible yet again under Sam Pittman. Say what you will, Been a lot of talk around Fayetteville about his future as the Razorback head coach. But no coach has been bowl eligible in 4 out of 5 years since Houston Nutt in the early 2000s. First and goal. Jackson is stacked up. Michael Clark, the preseason All-Conference USA defensive end, was in there first.
Well, for all the heavy sets that they've been running, now they're going to bring in, looks like 10 personnel. Correction, 11 personnel.
And they're going to keep Jaquindon Jackson in the backfield. And now rotate him out to the boundary. Empty set for Taylen Green. He's going to take off for his second rushing touchdown of the day.
You know what's amazing about that run by Taylen Green is he makes it look so easy because he's got such a long stride and a quick burst that makes him look like he's not as fast, like it's very deceiving. This opens up quickly, but there's not a lot of quarterbacks that can make it look this easy. I mean, he is able to, in 2 steps, get to full speed and walk into the end zone. He is a special type of athlete.
Now 7 rushing touchdowns on the year for a quarterback that leads all SEC quarterbacks in rushing yards, makes it 28-7 Hogs.
Well, after a very interesting start to the game, it seemed like the game could be in doubt after that first quarter. The way that Louisiana Tech had played, the way that Arkansas had come out. They turned things around. After that 4 of 10 start by Taylen Green, he has just been dynamic ever since.
And big credit to his offensive line. That was tested early in this game by different pressure packages for Louisiana Tech. They made the adjustment, and he has picked apart this Bulldogs defense. Devin Bale will kick it away. And DeMarcus Griffin-Taylor and Amiri Wiggins back deep for the Bulldogs. Pooch kick here. And fair caught at around the 25.
Well, Taylen Green, we just talked about his kind of a slow start, but really started to pick things up. This is the first touchdown throw of the game. Isaac TeSlaa. 4th and 3. How about he just run for a touchdown? That was so easy. At least it looked easy. And then he comes right back again.
That was a heck of a throw.
TeSlaa. So both he has 2 touchdowns and TeSlaa has 2 touchdowns. That's the score, 28-7.
Marquise Holmes is blown up by the preseason All-American Landon Jackson.
You could hear that up in the booth. Good luck trying to block number 40 in crimson. Wow.
Brings up 2nd and 12. Bowling is sacked. It is Jackson again, playing in front of 25 family on senior day here in Fayetteville.
Well, he was sort of quiet in the first half, but all of a sudden now he's being unleashed by the Razorbacks defense. Huge plays. Puts Louisiana Tech in an untenable situation. How about that? He's projected to be the number 5 defensive end off the board by Mel Kiper Jr. Could be higher.
That's 5 tackles tonight. Here's a screen to Drew Edwards. Edwards might have gotten the first down there, and it. No, I beg your pardon. He got back to the original line to gain. And that'll bring up 4th and very long after the tackle by Brad Spence. And the punt unit out again for Louisiana Tech. Dustin, we had a chance to chat with Landon Jackson yesterday. Young man who got married in April. His wife Grace in the crowd. What an eclectic and mature young man. Any NFL team would be lucky to have. Fake punt. Louisiana Tech is going to get the first down and more. Out across midfield for Patrick Ray. Biggest offensive play of the game. And it's the punter, Patrick Ray, for 26.
Well, the two longest runs of the day have come from your kicker and your punter. You had a fake field goal already, and now a fake punt. Both have been executed to a T.
If only they could get some of that production on actual offense.
Well, they've had 4 different running backs. How about you throw the punter and the kicker in there?
Sonny Cumbie hoping for something here. Bullock.
Oh, man, they had it set up too, Matt. A great opportunity there for Finley. If he catches that football, the blockers are out in front of him, and for sure gets a first down.
Underneath to Wiggins. Sheds one tackle. Hard run by Wiggins. This team's leading rusher.
Tough duty here in the open field to try and get Wiggins on the ground. That, of course, is Jaden Johnson, one of your safeties, goes 6'2", 205. So 3rd and 1. After the fake punt, and Tech's got a little something going here. Hasn't been the best day for either one of these teams on 3rd down.
Louisiana Tech takes its first time out of the half.
We will take the timeout with them. La Tech trying to keep the drive alive after a fake punt by Sonny Cumbie. The underdog in 48 straight SEC games. They are again tonight by a touchdown in Death Valley against LSU. 7:45 tonight on SEC Network. Could there be a little upset in Death Valley?
I think anything's possible this year, partner.
Especially with a Vandy team. They're good. And they beat Alabama.
Does La Tech have another trick play up their sleeve?
On 3rd and 1. Finley in motion. Give to Crosby. Did he get enough?
He did not.
No. And now it's 4th and a long one for the Bulldogs.
Clearly you're going to go for this. You just have to have a better play design than you had the last 4th and 1, where they tried to run the extended jet sweep to get around this perimeter of the Razorbacks defense. It didn't work.
Pressure. Bullock complete to Edwards. Fumble! And picked up by the Razorbacks. Keon Stewart wins it back for the Hogs.
If you are a Louisiana Tech fan and you've watched this season, you've endured it, you just have to have the mindset of whatever can go wrong will. I mean, right here, it's a great play design. It's right down the middle. Edwards has been quiet all day, and right there, he catches it in stride. He's got to step on the defender. And how about that little hook and swat right there by Slaughter? Come on, that's a great defensive play. He's from a defeated position. He comes across, and he somehow punches that ball out.
Sets up a deep shot from Taylon Green, looking for Armstrong, and incomplete. takeaway of the night for Arkansas. Remember, they had that interception in the end zone called off due to a personal foul. Still losing the turnover battle, but winning the game. In total control with 10 minutes left and a 3-touchdown lead.
Now, how aggressive does Coach Pittman like to be here? And Coach Petrino, 3rd and 8. 21-point lead. I would imagine they would like to go home tonight feeling good about themselves if they could put another one on the board.
Green, late pressure in his face and broken up. It was Blake Thompson on the coverage. One of 8 former Power 4 players on this vaunted La Tech defense. And it brings up 4th and 8.
You know, that's a nice stop there by the Bulldog defense. So even after the turnover, they're going to get the football back with an opportunity to have decent field position.
Devin Bale on to punt it away, and Edwards back to return it. Just had that fumble. Long punt down inside the 25. 51 for Bale. So Louisiana Tech no worse for the wear after the turnover. Their offense back on the field when we return.
Ball playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
Well, taking a look at the chances to make the college football playoff. This was entering today. Week 13, of course. Well, how about this? Ole Miss, they lose today. They fall to the Gators, so they're going to be out of the mix. But you've got some really, really interesting matchups here. Final week of the season. Georgia was interesting today. You know, they were playing UMass. UMass put up some points.
That game was close until about 10 minutes left in the 4th.
Yeah. Texas, though. Texas, to me, is very impressive. Alabama taking on the Sooners today.
That ain't a gimme. In Norman. Meanwhile, back here in Fayetteville, 1st down and 10 for Evan Bullock. It's his intended wide receiver. Is it in bounds? Yes, it is for Abdul Fattah Ibrahim. 16 to move the chains.
It was close. Looked like he must have got that left foot down. They're going to go quick here. Yeah, got that toe down. Excellent job. Good every day of the week.
Couple of catches tonight for Ibrahim. Bullock, another long throw. A lot of fighting there between Jimmy Holiday and Keon Stewart, and a late flag.
And a lot of contact. Ball was not catchable. Which is why the fans are upset.
Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
You know, I think if Stewart turns the head around sooner, because there's contact down the field and they're just kind of getting into each other, like right here, get the head around now. And he's just a little late with it as he gets him with the arm bar.
8th penalty on the Hogs. Stewart and Holiday still jawing after that flag, moving it across midfield for Louisiana Tech. Wiggins is wrapped up immediately. Jaden Johnson from the safety spot with the tackle.
Now they blitz Johnson off the end, and he just knew this football was going to be run inside. He comes down the line of scrimmage, and there's the tackle for a loss.
The freshman Bradley Shaw was in there as well. 2nd and 11. Late pressure. Bullock underneath. Caught by Edwards. And dives ahead for a 1st down. So a couple of pass plays on this drive of 10 plus.
Bullock deserves an award for that right there, by the way, because to stand in the pocket, that takes some serious courage when they're blitzing like they were on that previous play. Knows he's going to take a shot. In a game you're down 3 scores, just impressive toughness right there.
Back out to Edwards, who has been this team's leading receiver tonight. Back-to-back catches.
Where was this offense here in the first half or the third quarter? I like the way that they're distributing the football now. And again, maybe it's Arkansas playing a little bit more conservative with their coverages. There does seem to be a little bit more space, a little more cushion, especially on the outside on the wide receivers.
Float the pass to Holiday, breaks the tackle by Jaden Johnson, and another first down. How did he get out of that trouble?
Great question. Athleticism is probably your best answer. Really, really talented kid. Jimmy Holiday, the former Volunteer, mostly played special teams with Tennessee.
Crosby.
Let's go back and look at that last play, man. You asked the question, how do you get out of this? Here might be an answer. Does a nice job. It's a tough tackle to make there on the outside, especially when Holiday kind of comes back a little bit. Nonetheless, great athleticism and pretty strong too to break that tackle.
He just said, "Get off me."
How'd he say it?
Get off me.
I won't make you do it again.
In that way. Pressure. Bullock gets rid of it. And that's an incomplete pass. They're going to blow it dead. Now the fans want, yes, intentional grounding, and the flag comes in from Matt Leffler.
Yeah, the only intended receiver there was Landon Jackson's kneecap.
Intentional grounding on the offense, number 7. That penalty is lost it down. It will be third down.
That is just a killer for Evan Bullock, who's been really good on this drive.
Now, to be fair, there's nothing for him to do here.
No.
You know, you're going to try and set up a screen, and in those situations, it's basically, you know, you open the gate for the defensive line to get through, and there was just no time to set that thing up.
Long third down for Sonny Cumbie.
Third and call it, what, about 16? 17.
Bullock connects. Holiday, touchdown on 3rd and 17. And the former Volunteer is in for the second score of the game.
For a timeout player.
Well, it's interesting. We talked about it in the first quarter. We talked about it before the game, you and I, before we came on the air. And we were just enamored with Jimmy Holiday's athletic ability. And you see it here in the second half as he's finally starting to get the football in his hands. And when he catches the rock like this, I mean, he's a special, special dude out there on the edge.
Meanwhile, back behind the play, the first-year starter right tackle Hayden Christman down. And good to see him be helped up. At the end of the day, Arkansas in control, Dustin, but impressive to see the fight nonetheless from Louisiana Tech here.
No question. They have not given up, and I do think that speaks to the culture that Sonny Cumbie has brought to Louisiana Tech. Even though the wins haven't been there, they haven't been to the bowl game yet in their 3rd season. A lot of other teams across the country would have packed it in, not just in this game, but in the other games that they've had. Yet they continued. Like that Western Kentucky win for them last week came at the perfect time. They needed it bad. Unlikely they make the comeback here, but I've been impressed with their fortitude and the way that they fought. So The Bulldogs put another one on the scoreboard. Still down 2 scores, 28-14 here from Fayetteville.
Fed, although a lighter diet than I might have expected. Green grapes for the Hog.
Reminds me of the Lion King.
He's eating good tonight. Razorbacks are eating good. They're up 28-14. A win tonight secures bowl eligibility for the 4th time in 5 years under head coach Sam Pittman. After the Louisiana Tech touchdown, the Hands team is out for the impending potential onside kick, and they will not. They'll boot it away. And it's Satania taking a knee inside his own 15. Can force a 3 and out here if you're Louisiana Tech. Make it interesting with less than 6 minutes to go and 2 of your 3 timeouts.
You know, they get the football back here down 2 scores. I mean, there's plenty of time. They still have 2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout.
And the way they moved the ball in the last possession, unlike we've seen all night.
Yeah, I just think some of that comes from a team being up 3 scores late in the second half. I mean, you see that all the time. I'm guessing that things will probably tighten up a little bit more if they do get the football back, but that ain't happening right here.
Watch out, Rashad Dubinion lowering the boom across the 30 after a pickup of 18.
Dubinion running like a man possessed right here. Breaks that tackle. Oh, goodness gracious. That was a tough one. Leota, 42, tries to come in there and just gets a little too much.
Back to him. Dubinion spinning away from trouble and lunges across the 45. 2 big runs by the leading returning rusher from a season ago.
That was incredible. That spin move and just the, I guess you would call it the instincts of Dubinion right there. That was a great run.
Dubinion caping through this defense. 3 consecutive for 10 plus and another first down.
I said possessed. He looks like it, and he is dead set on finding the end zone here on this drive. But if I am Bobby Petrino and Coach Pittman, just dial up number 7 again. Put it on speed dial.
Getting awfully close to his season high, 98 against Mississippi State. Back to him. Dubinion. Sidestep once and twice, and another first down.
Re-rack it. Just re-rack it.
And salting this game away for the Hogs.
Man, he is elusive, is he not, Matt? That is just, how does he make?
Second
Michael
charge timeout,
Richard
Louisiana Tech.
And he has broken the
30-second
100-yard barrier
timeout
for the first time this year and gets a hug from his partner in crime, Jaquindon Jackson and Rodney Hill.
You better believe those guys knew he was going over 100 right there.
You know, it's funny, you said the way that he's so elusive.
Yeah.
You asked Sam Pittman, what's his best attribute? He said, you know, he's not the fastest guy, he's not the biggest guy, but he can make you miss.
Well, it's nice to see that he is healthy now, too. I was pretty healthy on the tennis courts this morning. Surprisingly. How about this? So I gotta give a shout out to my guys here. Roko Savin, my man from Croatia, one of the newest tennis coaches here, assistant men's tennis coaches. I hit him up and he got me on the court. And of course, Tim Siegel, a legendary tennis player here from Arkansas. Those guys were great. So
Louisiana Tech takes their final charge timeout.
Working shot here.
Yeah.
By the way, at home, Matt Schumacher, Dustin Fox, former Ohio State captain, played in the NFL. I've never seen a guy more obsessed with tennis who didn't grow up playing tennis. Where does that come from?
You got to find a passion as you get a little bit older, Matt. I mean, you're 32 years old.
Fair enough.
Trying to look like you.
My passion is being here with you, partner.
Oh, come on. Come on. That was great. It was great. I really appreciate the kind welcome, the hospitality, whatever you'd like to say. They were great this morning, and I'm a big fan of the Razorbacks tennis program now. They've got it turned around. Top 25 in the country last year. And how about the facilities? Not just like this building, but like their tennis building I spent time in this morning. We came in, you saw all of the great athletic facilities in this campus. My God, first time in Fayetteville. Gorgeous.
Dubinion breaking tackles. A man possessed as his shoe came off and got another first down. Well over 100 yards for the first time this season.
I want to give that shoe to La Tech's defense because that's the souvenir he's given them on this drive. Wow. You said possessed, I said possessed 3 times because there's no other superlative to give him other than he is running like he is destined to find the end zone. But not on this one. Comes out of the game for a snap.
And they have melted away almost 3 minutes on this drive. There's Jaquindon Jackson spelling Dubinion and walking into the end zone for the nightcap here in Fayetteville. Jackson, the 5th-year senior, playing in his final home game as a Razorback.
Well, Dubinion did all the work to get it down here, but JJ is going to get the love finding the end zone for pay dirt. Tacking on number 12 on the season for Jaquindon Jackson.
Top 5 rushing touchdown man in the conference. And it makes it 35-14 Hogs.
Always special for senior day. I'll never forget my senior day. Final home game for me as an Ohio State Buckeye. These young men will never forget this day, especially because they are going to get the win and become bowl eligible, which means their season stays alive. There's Coach Pittman. What a great scene that is.
Which also means Coach Pittman's going to get to roll out his favorite prop, Larry the bowling ball. Because this team will be bowl eligible, Dustin, for the 4th time in 5 years. And he told us, look, it hasn't been an easy season. Been a lot of external noise. He said, make no mistake, if we win this game against Louisiana Tech, we're going to celebrate it in the locker room tonight.
And rightfully so. You should. You should celebrate every win. You know, I always say football should be fun. There's so much pressure involved in the game. I think sometimes we take it for granted.
There's a good return by Louisiana Tech after it was kicked short. And Jaquindon Jackson celebrating the touchdown. He's getting healthy at the right time. So now Arkansas turns their attention to Missouri. They'll play at Columbia, a place where they haven't had
there like 6 times,
and they haven't had a lot of success. Right. You win that game, you're now 7-5.
Chance to be
8-5, depending on your bowl situation.
Boy, wouldn't that really change your thoughts on the 2024 season if you finish 8-5, play a nice team in a bowl game, get the dub there?
And then you turn your attention to rev share starting next year. That's been a big point of conversation here at Arkansas. Build some momentum going into 2025. And certainly they have built some momentum tonight. The offense, which did not look very good after 1 quarter in a 0-0 game, has come to life. And this is what the fans wanted to see too. They would have preferred to see some scores early, but Dustin, at the end of the day, they're leaving no doubt in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it would have been different too if that opening kickoff return touchdown stands. I just think a play like that, it gives a team momentum, and for it to be called off the board, which it was, sort of gave Tech a little bit of life, at least for that 1.5 quarters.
Well, that will take us to the 2-minute timeout. Hogs on top 35-14. 2 minutes away from bowl eligibility in Fayetteville. Jackson just put this game on ice as a running back, but his career began as a quarterback at Duncanville High School. Tore his ACL in the state semifinal game. Healed up, went to Texas, spent a season there. Moved on to Utah, switched from quarterback to running back. Had a successful career with the Utes, and now finishing up what has been a very nice collegiate career with Arkansas, and will turn his attention to the NFL once this season concludes. And they just bought another week with a win here tonight. Bowl eligible again for the 4th time in the last 5 years under head coach Sam Pittman. Meanwhile, Evan Bullock, the redshirt freshman for Louisiana Tech, their season's going to come to an end next week against Kennesaw State in the regular season finale. But Dustin, you know, you look at this team, 50 newcomers. Bullock was thrust into the starting position. Coaches really love his poise, his potential. There's a lot to like if you're in Ruston and a fan of the Bulldog football program.
Oh, there's no question. All these blown leads. The season clearly would have been different. Going back and looking at all those close losses. In the NC State loss, they lose by 10. But they were up 16-3 in that game. And OT, 2 OT. Man.
And then
They're probably tired of seeing that, to be honest with them. I mean, that's just a tough pill to swallow.
4th and 4. Crosby will get the first down. Of course, the game's not shown on that. Sam Houston, they're down 9-3 with the ball on the 3. Potential to get the game-winning touchdown, fumble it away. Sam Houston salts away the game and they lose.
FIU.
Another close game.
They lose 17-10.
It's been that type of year for Sonny Cumbie, who will have to wait 1 more year at least to become bowl eligible for the first time in his tenure at Louisiana Tech in his 3rd season. And meanwhile for Arkansas, you know, they've been close too. Coming into the day with the 11th ranked strength of schedule in the country, Dustin. They've played 6 top 25 teams, of course, coming off that tight loss to Texas last week. And will now be bowl eligible with a really hard schedule. 55 newcomers, tied for the most in the SEC. New quarterback, new offensive coordinator. I think if they end the season with 7 or 8 wins, you call that a success, no doubt.
7 in the regular season would be a nice way to finish. If you're able to tack it on that 8th win in the bowl game, yeah, it certainly gets the locals off your tail a little bit, doesn't it?
And get you excited for next year.
For sure. And how could you not be excited? The offense has gotten so much better. You feel like you've got a quarterback here in Green. Your offensive coordinator is really good in Bobby Petrino. I don't know what more you can ask for. Probably a 9-win season or a 10-win.
A few more wins against those top 25 teams.
Yeah, look, I know how difficult it is in this conference. If there's some more, the one thing you can say about Arkansas is you just need to be more consistent.
Yeah.
And stop beating yourself.
Overcame early mistakes tonight. They're going to lose the turnover battle and win the game for the first time all year. They've been 0-5 so far this season when they lose the turnover battle. And that'll bring up Arkansas ball on a turnover on downs and likely victory formation. How sweet it is for Sam Pittman.
Well, Eric Bullock's going to need a bath in some Epsom salts after this one. As you get a look at Taylor Green, he gets to come in for one last play. or 2 last plays.
Well, they got a scare early against a very hungry and defensive-minded Louisiana Tech team. No score either way after the end of the first quarter, and then Arkansas scored on 2 of its final 3 possessions of the first half and have dominated in the second frame, locking up bowl eligibility for the 4th time in 5 seasons under head coach Sam Pittman, and they win their final home game of the year in Fayetteville.
Well, Sam Pittman has got to be feeling pretty good right now about his football team to become bowl eligible. Really enjoyed spending time with both those coaches this week, Sonny Cumbie as well. Very impressive young head coach at the FBS level. And then you think ahead to Arkansas. Big one coming up next week against Missouri on the road. This has got to give him a little bit of confidence going into that one, and takes a little bit, you know, off the backs of the Razorbacks.
Well, they're going to celebrate this one tonight on senior night in Fayetteville. Bowl game in the future for the Hogs. Fun Saturday in the SEC. Thanks for being with us. For Evan Hickman, Tim Sutton, Brett Bissell, Tim Walters, my partner Dustin Fox, Matt Schumacher saying so long from Razorback Stadium, where the Hogs win it 35-14.